among us. But there's also the second part of this equation is that growing in favor in the community is huge. Growing in favor in this community around us that we belong to. Growing in favor around us. Think about this. There's a big megachurch in Chicago called Willow Creek. Pastor Bill Hybels grew this church to about 15,000 people. Huge, huge church. They kind of coined and termed and invented this thing called seeker-sensitive Christianity. Seeker sensitivity means if someone who is coming to God that doesn't know Jesus is seeking God. So it's being seeker-sensitive. So sensitive to the non-Christian. And so they designed their whole platform, their whole everything, the whole church was around seeker-sensitive, the seeker-sensitive church. And so what happened was 15 years later, they did a study on themselves. They did a study. And they basically said that seeker sensitivity, and really they basically said, bringing a bunch of people in, church activity is not a blueprint for spiritual growth. I mean, we kind of look at that and go, yeah. But that was the biggest thing. So in other words, you bring a bunch of people in a big room and call it church, you're not growing any disciples of Jesus Christ. So it's not true church growth. You see, effective programming should be meeting community needs and thus eliciting community favor and approval. So effective programming in our church needs to be meeting the community needs. This is one of the things that we struck out with a little bit in our church and in the establishment of this church. Hey Dustin, would you pull that down just a little bit? I think I've got a ring up here. I just don't want to be, thanks man. In this church, as we have built this church in a way, there's things that we've done that, they're positives and negatives, but if I look back and going, have we really met the needs of this community? No. Think about it. If we go out and hand out water bottles, to our community, in the name of Christ, with Shoreline stuff on them, there's nothing wrong with that kind of stuff, but think about it. Are we truly meeting the need of our community? Are people thirsty in this town? We sit 1 block away from the most fresh water source in the universe. Think about it. In the universe, the biggest freshwater source
on this planet
is 1 block down the road. Are people thirsty? No. There's no need for water bottles. Water bottles are great. I'm not coming against that. I'm saying, here's the thing. Where is the need in our community? And how can we as a church grow in favor by meeting that need? Community approval and gratitude can be a powerful conduit to which the good news flows into a community. So when we meet a need, are people hungry in our community? Yeah. Are people poor in our community? Yes. Do people need Jesus Christ in our community? Yes. Are people addicted to drugs? Is there crime? Is there, the list goes on. How can we meet the needs of our community? And so, interestingly enough, as we're designing and thinking of the next 5 to 10 years of what our church looks like, we don't want to be an attractional church to say, hey, everybody come here, come to our church, it's cool. We got black ceilings, dude, lights, drum set. Whatever, who cares? I'm over cool, man. I'll be 35 next year, dude. I'm over it. Cool is overrated. But see, the fact is that we've got to be making disciples of Jesus Christ, and the way that we can do that is be a light in our community, not just an attractional church. We got to be changing people through the positive message of Jesus Christ, making disciples. And so we asked the question this morning, how is your witness for Christ? How is your witness for Christ? When you go to work tomorrow, when you go back home, when you're mingling with your family, how is your witness for Jesus Christ? I mean, will people know that you are a disciple of Jesus Christ? How about this? What's your Facebook say? I've seen some of your Facebooks. Yikes. Wouldn't know you from anybody else in the world. I'm serious. I look at people's Facebook and going, they're really a Christian? I never knew that. Couldn't tell on Facebook because of the stupid stuff they're saying. You know what I'm saying? What does your witness look like? How do you react and respond in your workplace? Do you exude Jesus Christ by loving others? Do people know? You see, so we ask ourselves the question, are we finding favor with people around us in our community? You know, I've asked the question of many people, and I've got some funny examples and illustrations, but maybe you can tell me some more. But I asked the people around this community, I said, what do you think Shoreline Church is? You know, what is Shoreline Church all about? And people give me the funniest answers. I had one that really, somebody said, oh yeah, it's a cult. You know, Shoreline Church is a cult. That's what I was like, what? You gotta be kidding me. You serious? I mean, that ticks me off. I hope it does for you too.
Yeah.
I mean, what? A cult, meaning like one who follows after some leader or some weird teachings. And no, we want to be a church that is Bible believing. We want to be a church that is viewed upon in our community that, wow, that is a church that's compassionate. They love people. They love Jesus Christ. And man, they're a Bible believing church that's solid. You know what, church? That should disturb you. That should disturb all of us. That people think of that. I talked to one person from the Baptist church, and they just really thought it was. They're like, I'm like, what do you think our church was? And they're like, we thought you guys were just like a youth group or something. Like, really? Like, we have more old people in this church than... No. I was like, we're not a youth group. We're not a youth group. You know, it's not that. They just thought I was like a youth pastor of some youth thing. And I thought, no, we're missing it. What are we as a church? No. Then you ask the question this morning. You ask yourself this question. We ask it as a church. If this church decided to close its doors tomorrow, take down the signs off of the building, and say we are no longer a church, would the city of Alpena even realize that happened? Think about it. Would anybody know besides us? Would anybody care? If the doors were locked tomorrow and we took the signs down, would anybody recognize we don't exist any longer? Church, the answer, I think we all know, should disturb you. It disturbs me. We as a church should be losing sleep over that fact. This church needs to grow in favor with our community. How do we measure growth in our community? How do we measure that? It's when we ask people around our community, what do you think our church is? Oh, you guys are the great church that gives to people, right? You have that awesome, or man, those people love each other over there. That's what I want to hear. And in fact, the leadership team, we're going through, we're taking a look at some things in our vision statement. We're saying, okay, what do we want to be in 5 years? When we ask people, a stranger on the street, oh, that was that church that loves people, and oh, it's a great church. Do you attend that church? No, I don't attend that church, but I've heard that church is awesome because they love people. They're a giving people. We find favor with others. You see, I'm just taking this from God's word. So verse 47b says they enjoyed favor of all the people. They enjoyed the favor of all of the people. And so we as a church need to be growing in that way. Do we want to say we want a goal of 150 people next year? I don't care. No, we don't want that. I want to say, all right, what is a measurement unit? How can we measure favor? Well, let's get practical. We can go around taking some surveys of our church. It'd be a good idea. Go around and say, hey, would you mind just taking a survey real quick? If I can just ask you a question. What do you think about Shoreline Church? And write down their answer. Here's one I really want to think about. How much time are we spending together as a church after the service? Now, if a church is successful, we like to be together. And we'll hang out after church is done. But what do we see from time to time? And I'm not saying, I know people have things to do, but man, 12 o'clock, gotta go. And the church is empty at 12:03. Is that growing in favor with each other? Are we growing church? Are we successful as a church if that happens? No. No. See, what we want to build in our church is that we love and enjoy to be together. So I'm going to have to be like, get out of here. The Lions kick off in 45 minutes. 1 o'clock kickoff. But hey, we're good today because they're Monday night, tomorrow night, so we're all set. Hang out as long as. But it's not that. You get what I'm saying? It's not like I want everybody hanging around here. Oh, Pastor Jim's here. We better not leave. No, go to people's house and go eat dinner together. Go to Pizza Hut and share a pizza. That's growth together in unity. That's growth in favor of everyone around us. So let's think about this. Let's ponder this. I want you guys to think about this in your groups this week. How can we grow in favor together and in our community? How can we grow together in our community? I don't want to be looked upon in this community as a cult. It disturbs me. It's your job to fix that. Do you feel the responsibility? I hope you do. Don't look at me to change that. It's my job too, but it's all of our job to fix that. Now, where do we go from here? I want to encourage you today. I don't want to beat us all up. I don't want to go home feeling, oh, this church stinks, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm saying. I hope you didn't hear that today. We got a lot of good stuff happening in our church. A lot of awesome things. Like I said, I'm seeing favorable growth. I'm seeing unity growth happen. But you know what? It needs to happen bigger. So this morning, I want to encourage you, as we move on throughout our day, I want to encourage you this morning that God has awesome stuff in store. We just got to get these points figured out. We don't need to grab more people and say, come on in. We need more bodies to fill these empty seats. We need to grow in these areas before, guess what? That's next week. Verse 47c. We'll talk about next week. Acts chapter 2, verse 47c. Okay? That's next Sunday. So don't miss.